in the middle of flu season and everyone is on high alert, making sure they do not get sick. So joining me now to tell us all about how we can fight the flu is Keisha Brown from Velocity Urgent Care.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Now, this is an important conversation because we're in that time where the weather is all over the place. And we were just talking about some of the urban myths surrounding getting sick and the flu, but there's a direct correlation with this time of the year and the flu season, right?
Absolutely. So it's not that it's the weather itself, but it's that certain viruses and germs live better in certain seasons. So the flu likes to live in colder seasons. And then, of course, certain people may have a compromised immune system, so they may be more susceptible to getting sick during this season.
What would you say is the #1 symptom where if a person starts feeling it, oh, you better go to the doctor?
Well, it usually comes on abruptly. So high fevers, chills, body aches, runny nose, sore throat, those are pretty much the symptoms that happen together. But usually that fever is the telltale sign that you better come in and get checked out.
And how quickly do you recommend usually when people feel those symptoms come in and see a professional?
Right away, because the medication Tamiflu is better in the first 24 to 48 hours of being, diagnosed with the flu. So it's better to come in right away when you have those symptoms so you can get treated and the medication can work better for you.
Absolutely. And I know a lot of parents are probably watching right now, and there's a lot of germs that happen in schools.
Yes.
What do parents need to know about the flu and germs?
So, of course, hand washing, #1, making sure that their children cover in their elbow and not their hands itself. And then, of course, just sanitizing. Important with hand washing to make sure you wash underneath your fingernails. Extremely important. So those are the biggest things. And then, of course, Lysoling everything down.
And that's not just important for students, but also for any workplace.
Absolutely. And the flu can actually live on hard surfaces, even your clothes, for 24 to 48 hours after you've been diagnosed with the flu or become ill. So it's extremely important to make sure that you're not touching those dirty tissues and clothing afterwards as well.
Perfect. And what's your best advice real quick for people who might be thinking they do have a compromised immune system? What can they do to kind of just boost themselves up a little bit?
Well, the #1 line of defense is going to be the flu vaccination. So I would certainly encourage you to get your flu shot.
And it's not too late?
It's not too late. Flu season ends in March, typically. Also, immune boosters, making sure you have a great diet. Elderberry is a great immune support that you can get over the counter. So those are some of the things that I would do.
Very simple. And of course, we'll have a full list of these tips and more on this important conversation as we are in the peak of flu season. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.